Hello, good morning. Good morning, Budapest. Good morning, Hungary. Today I'd like to tell you something about the AI security, AI in general, and also how to play with the AI in a secure way. When you're thinking about AI, don't forget about data protection, because AI is all about data. My name is Jarosław Ulczok. I'm the senior service engineer at Thales, responsible for data security product line. We have also AppSec. By the way, a friend of mine, Bartosz, will provide the presentation in 1 p.m. in this room about the AppSec solutions related to AI security. So, yeah, you can join the second part of Thales production. Okay, our topic for today. AI, artificial intelligence. Well, if we talk about the AI, AI is actually divided in two worlds. One AI comes from the knowledge. This is the deterministic artificial intelligence. Simply, this is a long path of decisions. Long if you are coding, if then, many if-thens, really many, in the particular domain of knowledge. Yeah? This is the knowledge-driven AI. However, today, we mostly talk about data-driven AI. Why data? Because data is the core of these AI solutions. Very important, let's remember this word here. Yeah, which AI we are talking about? By artificial intelligence, we recognize any technical solutions which helps machine computer to mimic human intelligence. Human intelligence is also a blurry term. We do not define it very precisely. Nevertheless, as you can see, there are many techniques called AI. Okay? Thanks to the increase of the computer power nowadays, we can utilize AI techniques in the efficient way. I remember I started my IT career, we delivered the anti-spam solutions 15 years ago. That time, anti-spam vendors like Trend Micro, Symantec, others, they use machine learning in order to develop the anti-spam filters. Wow. Yeah. Now we go to the subset of machine learning solutions. By the way, machine learning is the first AI which is data-driven AI. Okay? Now we have deep learning, specialized network, neural networks, generative AI. This is another specialized neural network which is able to produce the data similar to the data which is used to train this kind of neural network. Okay? I feed it with photos, and I can generate the photo as a movie or whatever, right? Probably most of us, including me, we are familiar with LLMs, large language models, which are close to us. We speak, we can translate speech to words, and these words can be understood by AI. Fantastic, yeah? Who of you use ChatGPT? You see, by the way, yeah, this is, the popularity of LLM is enormous right now. By the way, the subset of LLMs, we have small language models tailored to the limited resources or specific task or use case. For example, you may have, I don't know, mobile translator specific for Polish language or Hungarian language without access to the big SaaS back office. Yeah? So LLMs, small LLMs are also, small LMs, not LLMs, are also in use. Very dynamic area, but let me use this AI in the more engineering point of view. AI is system that learns from statistical data. Again, I bolded data because it's very important. Data is the core for nowadays artificial intelligence solutions. Tools that recognize patterns in the data. Again, data. It is the model predicting the most probable outcome. This is typical statistical model. Okay, very sophisticated, we tune it, we have a feedback loop, etc. So this is sometimes a very complicated system, but still it's a statistical model. I like to think about that AI is a software application running in my system with the certain user account or service account, right? With the rights and privileges. Okay? Software or system, whatever we call it, has bugs and limits. Think about it. This is not the magic. This is not the God. Okay? A tool that requires output validation. Yes, we are sometimes surprised with what AI generates, but it's a guess. Yeah, we have to validate what AI is talking to me. AI is not, please pay attention to this, is not the thinking human being. Yeah, it plays with the more natural language with us, it talks to us, speaks to us. We think that is a human being, and we immediately get some line of trust to AI. No, this is not the human being, okay? Please be aware of this. This is not all-knowing oracle. No, sorry. This is not the objective judge as well. Sometimes I see the usage there where customer try to, okay, we don't know, you don't know, let's ask AI. Oh, this is the right answer. No, this is one of the possible answers, right? This is not a substitute for domain expert. Yes, we can learn AI with all the knowledge we have in this particular subject, no problem. But how do we create this knowledge? Because of knowledge from experts, right? Human. And of course, AI makes mistakes. Please remember this. It hallucinates regularly. This is my, let's say, engineering point of view, what AI is and what AI is not. Simplify this long speech. I like to think about this, that it's a very advanced, yes, for sure, system with auto-completion where we ask the question and system search through billions of patterns, learn it from data, and then to the most possible statistically answer. Yeah? Also, I like to think about the AI as an agent. Agent which, assistant, oh, maybe this is a better word. My assistant, okay, your assistant can make mistakes, may don't know something, why not? So, as my assistant, powerful, can do everything, can do something what I spent, I don't know, hours. For example, I have a tender specification. Tender was changed, specification was changed, I have to compare it. AI is perfect for this kind of task. I have to, line by line, please compare it for me. I get the essence of how to compare both specifications. For example, this is how I think about the AI, and I really recommend to do this for you. The system, the AI, doesn't know. We sometimes think that AI knows something. No. It only predicts. This is the big difference between real knowledge or knowledge-driven AI versus data-driven AI. Okay. However, AI adoptions speeds up. Yeah. Previous presentation, you saw Cortex with AI agentics, AI every day, every slide, right? That's the truth. Thales produced the data threat report. Oh, this is wrong. It's 2006 now. On the next slide, I have a link and QR code for you. You can just grab it and see what we discovered among many enterprises. Nevertheless, the most important is adoption speeds up, and nearly 60% of companies, big enterprises, moved from experimental and evaluating AI to really deploying AI in the infrastructure to improve enablement integration or transformation. I'm in one of the example. In Thales, internally, we use widely, for example, Copilot in Office 365 to, to improve daily communication. We have our own ChatGPT, Thales ChatGPT. Sorry, this is not ChatGPT developed by Thales. We have agreement with OpenAI to not reveal some, let's say, sensitive data. So yes, Thales is one of the examples that it really speeds up. What else? Money. Another proof that we speed up AI adoption is the money. The money, oh yeah, here you see, here is the code for our data, Thales data threat report for 2006, of course, based on the data from 2005. Yeah, cloud adoption, security for cloud is the first place where companies spend the most money. But the second place is, look, security for AI. Security? Yes. AI is fantastic, but the AI brings some threats. Yeah, this is not the God. This is not something magical we can trust forever. Yes, there is security for AI. And organizations like OWASP, MITRE, they identify the most popular threats for AI. Are you familiar with OWASP, what OWASP is doing? That's for cybersecurity guys, it's like a Bible, I would say, okay? Yes, OWASP identified many threats already against the AI, models, generation, creation, usage of AI, and couple examples, just data poisoning, yeah? You may use AI in not the right way. Just couple examples. I do not want to dive into details. I recommend to read the OWASP report, how they understand this or that threat. Data poisoning is one of these adversarial attacks. Okay, one of the example. Look, by the way, this is the official scientific research. Here is the reference. You can go there and read the details. One of the examples. This school bus picture was modified with this kind of noise, okay? And this is the final picture. For human being, for our eyes, actually no difference, right? But if you learn or teach AI with this picture, okay, this picture, modify, and then say, hey, AI, recognize the school bus on this picture, you get the answer that this is not the bus. This picture for AI is oyster. Oops, right? Ostrich, sorry, not the oyster. Yeah, could be oyster if we change this noise here. Funny, but let's imagine that you have a street surveillance system powered by AI, and somebody poison your test data to recognize people moving on the street. And people, or human, with the jacket with big label FBI is not recognized as a human. Just is not recognized. One of the examples, just for you. By the way, this is yeah, maybe funny, but this is a really example. Look, this is Petya malware sent to the VirusTotal with small modification. There's no access to the source code, no modification in the source compiled code. They just added this piece of noise to the executable. Detection without noise, detection with noise. If you trigger, it says how probable this is the malware, right? New, unknown malware. And VirusTotal, with all the antivirus engine, all the techniques, they predict that this could be the malware, says, in this case, 59%. Here says 40. Not big difference, but if your trigger is 50, that malware will be not recognized as malware if you only add this piece of noise. Okay? So This is an example of adversarial attack. I poison your test data or training data. Be careful of this. Model stealing, yeah, you create the model, fantastic, it, I don't know, recognize all the words in Polish, in Hungary, perfectly replies in our language, make a translation, and somebody steal it. Yeah? So probably your training data is in the model. Another example here, yeah, privacy attacks, that's really serious. And for example, it's hard to address this kind of attacks, threats, because we have to be aware, where is my sensitive data? Did I use it to train my model? Or maybe it's used to enrich my model. Or maybe my agent, AI in general, has access to my private data. It's very hidden, I would say, threat. Yeah, this kind of attack, example of this kind of attack in the one of examples. Let's suppose you train your model on the unpublic data, okay? May happen. And you have a system where you expose the access to your new fantastic AI-driven system for others. Malicious actors, bots, malicious bots, may try to figure out what query to ask. Of course, this is the very simple example of this query, but this simple query may expose sensitive data. If I'm, for example, healthcare company, be careful how do you play with data and AI. Okay, these are the threats. A couple examples, of course. But look, even AI own capabilities can be a threat. Did you hear? Have you heard about the Mythos model published by Anthropic? Some of you is waving. Yes. By the way, model was so good, was trained on, let's say, vulnerabilities discovered so far, how pentester works, also on the knowledge how protocols are implemented, how the operating system works, and in few hours, Mythos was able to discover serious vulnerabilities with the score 10. 10 means this is the highest score in CVE, right? Within 1 hour, they discovered the vulnerabilities in core systems. They call it core software. By core software, they mean operating system and browsers. Okay, we use it every day, by the way. One of the discovery was hidden in FreeBSD Unix and didn't discover by 27 years in NFS protocol, by the way. The surprise is that besides discovering this, immediately Mythos created the working exploit. So you have tool and you can click and attack. That's one. The second was how it was discovered. Not only vulnerability found in the code of NFS protocol, but also the logic how it is used. I encourage you to find this on the, I do not have this here on the slide, but I encourage you to read this report about particular this vulnerability. In normal circumstances, it requires a bunch of pen testers working together in the team to find the combination of vulnerability in the operating system plus the logic how the protocol is implemented. Wow. And it was really scary. That's why financial sectors, those two examples of that, two, let's say, big managers from financial sector, they were worried about. Why? Financial sector, by the way, is very regulated sector. Okay? But they slowly adopt changes. For example, today we talk about post-quantum, post-quantum, post-quantum. If you act finance system, then, oh, yeah, we know, maybe next specification, we will see. Yeah? By the way, they are safe because in most cases they use symmetric cryptography, which is not very prone, I would say, to the post-quantum computer like we use for PKI, for example. So that's another story. Nevertheless, it scares them. AI has such power that can discover unknown vulnerabilities in the software. Let's imagine you have your banking card. Operating system is embedded here. It's not changing. By the way, most of you have Java smart cards. There's a Java operating system with the applet, Java applet on it, and it creates this or that banking card. Operating system, Java application, vulnerabilities are here for sure. But who wants to dig into this? AI can. So this is really, really a danger. They remove methods from the public availability. It's hidden, and they created the Glasswing project. They invented Google, Microsoft, Amazon, the big ITs to do something to probably not publish discoveries from methods publicly. However, my question is, if I know what they did, who will stop me to create my model, my methods based on the pen tester data, operating system, documentation? Any problem? Today I read morning that there is another critical vulnerability discovered in the kernel, Linux kernel, by another researchers. They use AI model trained on the pen tester data. Ta-da! Yeah. So even AI can bring some danger to us. Okay, let's zoom up threats. As I said, OWASP created top 10. Of course, they are not all possible, but top 10 is the most important. We should be aware of this. And of course, there's top 10. Still one is the prompt injection. Be careful. Here we have definitions. When we go to the typical referential architecture, how you or your companies deploy AI in the company, we may more or less draw this kind of picture, okay? Yeah, I know that in most cases you are here and use external AI. But if you, for example, deploy it in your company, internal, on-prem, you have some kind of application services. It could be chatbot. It could be API. Yeah, you do not need any nice GUI to your AI. It could be just API. You send the request over the HTTP request, done. So this, you have a model, of course, model in forms of VectorDB, that's the regional database, tailored to keep numbers, search through numbers, specialized database, but still database, nothing magic. You may have agents. Now, agent-based AI is more popular because agent can do more. Not only reply on the chat, but also, for example, in my case, it can translate my English presentation to Polish or Hungarian. I don't try it. Yes, this is what my agent can do for me. Companies go in further. Yeah, they ask, hey, configure my email system to be secure. Wow, could be dangerous. And I remember the one case that admin tried to use AI agent to configure email system in the secure way. Do it securely, and eventually AI decided to delete the anti-server. It's secure right now. Oops, be careful, we are talking to AI. Nevertheless, this is the more or less reference architecture. Of course, in the back office, you may have plugins, extensions. Again, be careful. They play, in most cases, with your data. Okay, I have Copilot, but in my Copilot, I can give access to my SharePoint. Hey, look through my presentation and find that one related to AI. Yeah, simple search, right? But okay, so what I do? my agent has full access to my SharePoint. For example, can delete my file. Oops, be careful. So reference architecture. If you map the threads defined by OWASP, more or less, you can find them in that area. Thales. Okay, now we will protect you. Thales maps have many solutions to play with data. We apply the data protection by encryption. However, we also have solution to play with the encryption keys. Key management is very important for data protection by encryption. Yeah, we can encrypt everything, but the important is how we protect this encryption key, how we manage access to those keys and encrypted data. Okay? That's one. The second, sometimes we don't know where is my data. Good data protection strategy is to know where is my data and how important that data is for me. So we need solutions that helps me data discovery and classification, full stop. Yeah? If I go to the customer and we start talking about data protection in general, not only AI, and I ask him, okay, what is your sensitive data, where is it located, how you define the sensitive, actually, any data is sensitive. No, this is not true, this is the wrong answer. Probably not all the data you have is sensitive for you. You have to know how to discover it, where it's located, and how to classify it in accordance to importance of you. Okay, so what solutions do we have? Maybe I'll skip to the next slide. Yeah, and then we will go back. We developed something which is called Data Security Platform. Yes, platform because it consists of the, let's say, core system, cloud CipherTrust Manager, and we have many plugins or connectors to apply data protection. Recently we bought, actually not recently, 2 years ago, we bought a company in Perva. Because, okay, Thales is good at data protection by encryption, but at some point we have to decrypt the data, verify who has access, and give it to that entity. User, system, what AI agent, for example, right? And we don't know what they do with this data. So we were blind. That's why we bought the company Imperva. And we have Data Security Fabric. Data Security Fabric is designed to monitor activity on the data, to see what is going with my data. When I decrypt the data or give the access to an unencrypted column in my database, I'd like to see what are you doing, or sorry, not see, monitor, what are you doing with that data? Is that maybe excessive exfiltration? Do you behave as always? Or it was the outstanding activity, meaning probably attack or malicious use, right? So we combine these two solutions. We are combining, we're in a process of this, to develop solution which will be called Data Security Posture Management. Why management? Because, yeah, here we protect, here we monitor, but this is not enough. We have to combine both solutions and now constantly see how my posture looks like. If new data is produced, I have to discover it, classify, and see how I am able to apply or not, what I am able to do with my new data. Okay? Constantly, I need to monitor posture. That's the future. By the way, in this yellow bar, you see how famous Gartner defines the data security posture management solution. They, of course, say that the base is data discovery classification, you need to data risk management, sensitive data management, so you have to really play with data in your context, right? We do more. Our DSPM will be more because we can, for example, tokenize the data. Fantastic solution to play with AI if you do not want to reveal the sensitive data, okay? We can encrypt databases. Oh, maybe term is bad. we can protect the databases, let's say, by encryption sometimes, yes, of course. We have a file-level encryption, very simple, very basic, but it can help you in many cases. For example, if you want to protect your model, avoid poisoning or stealing the model, you can encrypt and control access to your model. Time ups? Okay, so you see really many solutions to data, for data protection, as well many solutions to monitor usage of the data. We have to combine both in order to address this, famous, not the famous, top 10 threats generated by AI. Data access monitoring. See, here, I can't do much here. If I send a request to my AI model and I get the reply, okay, I can monitor it if sensitive data is not revealed. I can stop it. By the way, Bartosz will talk about the AI firewall. We have Imperva AI firewall. This is part of our cloud WAF. And this is maybe one of the solutions we have strictly for AI. Strictly playing with the AI, available to understand the AI prompt, system prompt, stuff like that. Because this is just web interface. Yeah, we are good at WAF technology. So why not to develop dedicated solution which understand AI context, right? Data monitoring, actually you can apply it in any area of this reference architecture. Encryption, tokenization, secret management, For agentic, for example, AI, it's very important. Your agent is equipped with some credential, privileges to do something in your system, Why we should give it forever? No, maybe we should use dynamic secrets. Okay, AI has a task, create the account, give him the dynamic credentials, password, PIN, authentication token, whatever. Okay, job done, revoke this credential, done. No danger, So, as I said, Thales has plenty of solutions for data protection as well as data monitoring. This is the future. We have a components, we are in developing process right now to have everything in one umbrella, one management umbrella. So you can start, for example, if you want to protect your AI models hosted on-prem with the data security platform and, for example, use tokenization to remove any sensitive data, for example, from training data, but keeping the data relationship, okay, relationship. For example, user one, Jarek likes Gabor, Gabor hates Anna. That's the relation between data. I'd like to remove this. User 1 likes user 2, but hates user 3, right? I can learn, create the test data for my AI, but then when I get the response, I can reveal or change the token user 1, user 2, user 3 to Gabor, Jarek, Anna, right? So tokenization is one of the solutions. And of course, encryption. Whenever you are aware of model stealing, database stealing, you may apply at rest encryption with the access control. So for example, only your agent can access this or that, okay? That's, I think, conclusion. When you play with the AI, it's a fantastic solution, by the way, the data-driven AI. It can help you a lot. Of course, we have to be aware how it works. What are the limitations? If you remember my AI is not, right? However, whenever we think about AI, we talk about data. My data, in most cases, my data. So secure AI data, okay? Ensure integrity of your AI data. Your model, if you develop your own, if you use RAC databases, please be aware of this. Avoid any data poisoning, adversarial attack, and so on. Protect against AI attacks, strictly AI attacks. And for this area, as I said, we have a specialized product, AI Firewall, which is part of our Cloud WAF. And we develop, we develop a lot, once again, solution from our portfolio, just map it to this approach, 3 main points, how to protect your AI system. Thank you. So, if any questions, we are at the stand with Bartosz, so if you have any detailed questions, we are here for your disposal.